DuPont. She's the current exhibitor at the Franco-American Centre here in Manchester. Her exhibit, Darkroom Magic, is opening up this Thursday, September 20th. And thank you for talking with me, Irene.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
So, looking around at these pictures, I'm noticing it's not like anything I've seen before. I'm not, unfortunately, very well versed in art, very terribly well. But I'm curious what this style is exactly. It's called photogram. I've seen on the materials promoting the exhibit.
Correct. It is dealing photograms. Photograms mean that it's made when light is placed onto the photographic paper. So it's just like any surface. It's silver salts, and the minute the light hits it, then you make an image. So several of mine are my hands, where I lay my hands right down and throw light down. Then others are objects that I've cut out of cardboard and set down. Some of them are my beads and my necklaces and objects such as that. If I'm throwing the light down, moving the light around, if I diminish the light, so that I throw the light down, with diminished, then I move it again and throw some more light down, that's when I start getting values.
So it's obvious that this is very much a classic art of photography, darkroom style, no digital photography.
No digital whatsoever. Everything here was accomplished in the darkroom using my enlarger, my color head enlarger, also by changing the filters in the color head of the enlarger, will also give you color dealing with colored paper, which I used. So the colored paper is a chemical process that you process through your developers objects, and then end up with your object or your art piece. And they're all different. And you can't repeat one. You cannot repeat it, even though you might try to repeat it. You really cannot, because the light varies, the time of or the movement of the objects. Once you move them off, it's hard to put them back in the same spot again.
Right.
And some of them are enhanced also by magic marker, colored inks, so they're enhanced that way too.
Okay, so it's photography and touch-ups and other aspects to make it a complete art visual.
Complete art.
How long have you been doing this, and how did you learn it or find out about it?
Well, I really didn't learn it. I play around a lot in my darkroom. Teaching classes and teaching school, I always wanted to try and come up with something very innovative. So I would work a lot in my own studio at home. Then when I would produce things and feel that they were good, then I would introduce them to my classes, because I taught at National High School for 34 years. So I tried to give the children something, or the kids, something very innovative, very creative, something free. And that's how this all sort of kept evolving.
So if I was looking at something that's uniquely your own, did you pretty much come up with this style?
Oh yes, this is all my own.
Oh,
I never saw anybody else do it.
Well, that's very neat.
So I don't know, it just came from my head.
Oh, that's where the best ideas come from.
Try it anyway.
Where else have you shown your work, other than with your students in here? I looked you up and I seen that you've had a exhibit at Art 3 here in Manchester as well in the past, so that's right.
Yes, I carry some of my work, and I've had some work exhibited at the Concord Technical School, as well as way back, Time Warner sponsored me, and I had a 2-week one-woman show at the Capitol in Washington, D.C.
That's very impressive.
And so that was very, very exciting, because Time Warner sponsored me to go there. But that was a documentary on the covered bridges and what I did on Francistown.
Okay. And I guess the last question I would have for you is, your name DuPont is being the obvious giveaway, but what's your connection to the Franco-American community, and like in Manchester and the Centre in particular, seeing as how you were teaching in Nashville apparently?
Well, I live in Manchester. I've lived in Manchester all my life, and my husband's French. So I'm not, but he's French, and I enjoy coming here and seeing the different exhibits that they are sponsoring. And at the time I went and I asked if there was a possibility of my work being shown. And so when I talked with Manon, she was very excited about this particular work, because it has never been shown. This work has never been shown, only to my students. That's it.
And perhaps I lied because I said that was, perhaps the last question, but I did have one thing I wanted to, do any of these photographs you have here have a particular story that you thought was particularly interesting? When you laid on your hands, or just?
Well, I do a lot with my hands, and so when I photograph, I use a lot of my hands in my pictures. So a lot of them have that, and some of them have significance because they're, how should I say, flowers, but not real flowers, they're artificial flowers, because the plastic flower allows the light to go through and make the image. So I use plastic flowers for that. And some of the necklaces are, my necklaces, so they have some sort of significance that way.
Well, thank you for bringing your hands-on art to the center, and I hope plenty of people come by and see it.
Oh, I hope so too. I hope that they come and I hope they enjoy it.
I was going buy the whole thing.
Okay, well, thank you very
Thank you
much.
much, everyone.